Okay, so for the question 4, everyone have no question? If no one having any question, I will move to the question 5. For the question 5 in here, we already have the ratio for the orange and also the mangoes. The ratio is 9 to 2. And in here, we already have the 189 orange juice. So we will have 9 is equals to 189. We have to find how many is 2. If 9 is equals to 189, so it means 1 will be equals to 21. That's why for the mango juice, the ratio is 2. So to find how many liters is it, it will be 2 times 21, which is equals to 42. For the question B, if 605 liters of juice are made, this is already the combination. If combination, we find the total. 9 and 2, the total it will be equals to 11. So later we will have 11 is equals to 605. So 1 will be equals to 55. And then for the orange juice, we just can do the ratio is 9. 9 times 55 will be equals to 495. And then the mango is 2. 2 times 55 will be equals to 110. Is there anyone who get confused at question 5? Is there anyone who get confused at question 5? No one? Okay, no one tell me anything, so I will assume that no one get confused at question 5. I will move to the page 53 for the exercise 6.3. Exercise 6.3 supposed to be your homework. So in here, I will just show you the answer. Later, you can check the your own answer, or maybe now you can check it. If you have different answer, please let me know which number that we need to discuss, because it's only like 5 or 10 students only who submit the homework to me, so I cannot identify which number that is confusing for you, because like for those who already submitted to me, most of them answer it correctly. That's why I will just ask you, if you have any question, please let me know which number that we need to discuss it more. Like for the question 1, we have 100 divide 150 in the ratio 2 to 3. So in here we need to find the total first. 2 and 3, the total is 5. So later we will have 5 is equals to 150. And then we can find the number 1. If 5 is equals to 150, later 1 will be equals to 30. How do I get 30? I divide everything by 5.
So
So,
150 divided by 5.
sorry?
So
Yes.
50 divided by 5.
Yeah. 5 divided by 5 will be equals to 1. 150 divided by 5 will be equals to 3. And then now we go back to the question. We need to find the value for 2 and also 3. So for number 2, from 1 into 2, we need to multiply it by 2. That's why the number 30, we need to multiply it by 2, becomes 60. Now if I have 3, from 3 to, you have to go back to the number 1. From 1 into 3, you focus at number 1. 1 into 3 in here, we multiply it by 3. That's why when it is 3, it will be equals to 90. Because 3 times 30 is equals to 90. So for those who already did the homework, is there any from the question 1 until question 5, is there anything that is confusing or need more explanation? Hello?
No, teacher.
No, okay. So everything, when you have to divide everything into the given ratio, the first thing you have to do, you have to find the total for the ratio. For example, the question 5, the ratio is 1 to 5. So the total is 6. So you will have 6 is equals to 1 hour. Because if ratio, we cannot use a fraction, you can change the 1 hour into 60 minutes. When 6 is equals to 60 minutes, So 1, it will be equals to 10 minutes. And then for the 5, it will be equals to 50 minutes. That's why the answer will be 10 to 50 for the question 5. Is there anyone who get confused, or maybe I'll talk too fast before I move to the next question? Is there anyone who get confused? No one? Okay. If no one get no confusion, I will move to the next question, but please feel free to ask me any question whenever you have any
Teacher, I have a
difficulties.
question, teacher.
Yes, which number?
On page 3.
Question 3. Okay. 5 kg. Oh yeah. I make it into kg, so it will be better if you change it into grams. It will be 3,250 grams. Yeah. Like this, and then the ratio it will, and then 1,750 gram. How to find it? This is also the same thing. So we need to find the total from 13 and 7. 13 and 7, the total will be equals to 20. So this is the 5 kg. You can change it, make it into 5,000. So 20 is equals to 5,000. You find the 1, and then later you can find the 7 and also the 13. Yes, Janice?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Is there anything confusing?
Not really.
Is there anything confusing or maybe different with your answer? No?
No, teacher.
Okay.
I just
If
do
no,
wrong.
huh? I made a,
Just,
okay.
I just do wrong.
Okay, okay. If you have no question, I will move to the next question. For the question 6, for the exercise 6.3, I will just show the answer because not all of you submit the homework back to me. So I will show you the answer later. For those who haven't submit the homework, please please answer it with all of the steps. So now if you have any difficulties or getting confused, please let me know which number that I need to discuss. Because most of you who already submit the homework, most of you already answer it correctly. Yeah, I receive all the homework and then I just see it. Most of you already answer it correctly. So yeah, for today, I just show you the answer. If you have any different answer, please let me know which number that I need to discuss it more. Is there anyone having any questions still? Is there anyone for the questions 6, 7, and 8? Is there anyone having any difficulties? No? Or is my voice audible enough? Hello?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Is there any number that I need to discuss it more for the from the exercise 6.3? Is there any number that I need to discuss it more before I continue to the inverse proportion? So everything in here, the first thing that you have to do, you have to find the total ratio. After you find the total, usually later you have to divide it into, because you will be having the given total value, like the question 6, this is the ratio is 7/8.
Question 7, teacher.
Okay, wait, let me talk. Okay, yeah. Like for the question 6, this is 7/8. So it means the total is 8. So when you already have the 7 for the water, so the rest will be 1 because the total have to be equals to 8. That's why in here, the ratio for water to syrup, it will be 7:1. For the question 7, the ratio is 5/9. And this is 5/9 of a liter carton of orange is a pure orange juice. The rest is water. So it means for the orange and water, the total it will be equals to 9. And then we have the orange in here. The orange, we will take for the numerator. So the orange will be 5. And then the rest, because the total is 9, so the rest is 4. The water is 4. So later you will be having the ratio for orange to water is 5 to 4. And then in here you already have if the question say a liter, so it means we already have the total. The total is 1 liter. And then if 1 liter, we can change it into a millimeter. It will be equals to 1000 millimeter. For 1 liter, it will be equals to 1000 millimeter. This is already the total. If the total, yeah, we take the ratio for the total. The total, it will be equals to 9. So 9, it will be equals to 1000. And then for 1, we will be having 1000 divided by 9. Just keep it as a fraction. Do not change it into a decimal. Because when you change it into a decimal, you will be rounding off the number. Later, your final answer will not be really accurate if you round off too much. So just keep it as a fraction. 1 will be equals to 1000 per 9. So now if we are going to find the orange, the ratio is 5. So for orange, it will be 5 will be equals to 1000 per 9. We multiply it by 5. And then I round off the, it's supposed to be like 555.5555 and so on. So in here, I will just round it off to the nearest millimeter. So the answer, it will be equals to 556 because it's actually 555.55 never stop like this. And then for the water, the rest is water. So water, we take the number 4. 4, it will be equals to 1000 per 9. Oops, sorry. 4 is equals to 1000 per 9. We multiply it by 4. The answer, it will be equals to 444.44 and so on. And then when we round off into the nearest millimeter, we take it as 444 millimeter. Is there anyone who get confused still? Is there anyone who get confused? Hello? No confusion? Okay, if you have no confusion, I will move to the question 9, 10. This is for okay. Yes, Janice? Hello? Someone was telling me something. Number 8. For number 8, okay. It's supposed to be your homework, but not all of you submit it back to me. For the question 8, this is 55% of the students in a school are boys. Remember, the total will be always equals to 100%. So it means the rest for the girls, it will be 100 minus 55. 100 minus 55, it will be equals to 45. And then we have the 55% to 45%. We can simplify it into 11 to 9. Is there anyone who get confused at question 8? No one? Okay, for the question 8b, how many boys and how many girls are there if the school has 800 students? So to find the number of boys, you can just do 55% times 800. We will be having 440 boys, and then for the girls you do 45% times 800. It will be equals to 360. Is there anyone who get confused at question 8? Or maybe I talk too fast before I move to the next question. Hello? No confusion? Or have so many confusion? No? Okay, no one tell me anything, no one unmuting yourself. So I will move to the question 9. For the question 9, in here we already have a piece of wood is cut in the ratio 2 to 3. So later we will be having the total will be 5. And then we have to take the length. So from 2 and 3, the bigger number is 3. So for the fraction, it will be 3 out of 5. For the question 10, if a piece of wood in the question 9 is 80 centimeter, so the 5 will be equals to 80 centimeter. If you are going to find the shorter one, if you use the fraction, It will be 2 out of 5 times 80. The answer will be equals to 32 centimeter. For the question 11, a gas pipe is 7 kilometer long, and then we need to divide it in the ratio 4 to 3. The total will be 7. So we know that 7 is equals to 7 kilometer. So for the 4, yeah, it will be equals to 4 kilometer. And then for number 3, it will be equals to 3 kilometer. Is there anyone having questions so far? From question 9 until question 11? Before I move to the next question. Hello? No one?
No, teacher.
Okay. If no one have no confusion, I will move to the question 12. For the question 12, we have the size of the angles of quadrilateral are given in the ratio 1, 2, 3, 3. Quadrilateral, it means like having 4 sides. So any shapes that having 4 sides, the total angle, it will be equals to 360. So we need to find the total 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3. In total, it will be equals to 12. So, it will be equals to 9. So you have that 9 is equals to 360. And then you have to find the 1, the 2, and the 3. So you will be having for the 1, it will be equals to 40. For the 2, it will be equals to 80. And then the 3, it will be equals to 120. For the question 12, the size of the, for the question 13, the angles of a triangle are in the ratio 3, 5, 4. Triangle, the total angle will be equals to 180. So we plus 3 plus 5 plus 4. In total, it will be equals to 12. So you will be having 12 is equals to 180. You can find the 1 first, and then from the 1 you can find the 3, the 5, and the 4. So the final answer, it will be 45 degree, 75 degree, and 60 degree. Is there anyone having any questions so far for the question 12 and 13? Is there anyone having any question? No one? Okay. If no one have no question, I will move to the question 14. For the question 14, a millionaire leaves $1.4 million in his will to be shared between his 3 children, the age 24, 28, 32 years old. And then to share the money, we have to share it based on the ratio from their ages. So you need to find the total 24 plus 28 plus 32 in total is equals to how many? Okay. So when you already find the total 24 plus 28 plus 32, in total it will be equals to 84. Oh wait, where is my pen? It will be equals to 84. Wait. So we have that 84. 84 is equals to 1.4 million. So like this, and then you can find the 1. After that, you can find for the 24, 28, and 32. You run off the number into the nearest dollar. That's why the answer will be equals to this much. Is there anyone having any question or get confused at question 14? Hello? No question? Having so many
Teacher,
questions? Yes?
80 divided by 1 into 1 minute or minute?
Sorry?
84.
84. You can make it divide by, you can, as you can see, all of them are 24, 28, 32. All of them are multiple of 4. So you can find the 4 first. From 84 into 4, we need to divide it by 21. So we do 1,400,000. We divide it by 21. If you can simplify it, but it will be a fraction, so just keep it as a it will be an like recurring decimal, so keep it as a fraction, let it be like that. So later for the 24, you can do from 4 into 24. We need to multiply it by 6. So later for 1.4 million, you just need to multiply it by 6 like this, and then you can ask your calculator. Something like this. For the 28, from 4 into 28, you need to multiply it by 7. So you multiply it by 7. For the 32, from 4 into 32, you need to multiply it by 8. So later for 1.4 million for 21, you can multiply it by 8. Is it helping, or is there anything that is confusing for you, Janice, and for the other students? Hello? Hello?
No, teacher.
Okay. No one having no confusion? Okay. If no one have no confusion, I will move to the question 15. For the question 15, a small company makes a profit of $8,000. This is divided between the directors in a ratio of their initial investment. Alex puts $20,000. Maria takes $35,000. Ahmed takes $25,000. So in here you can find the ratio for their investment first. So from 20,000 to 35,000 to 25,000, we can divide everything by 5,000. So later the ratio will be 4 to 7 to 5. After you already have the ratio, you can find the total. 4 plus 7 plus 5, it will be equals to 16. So we will have 16 is equals to 8,000. So later you can find for the 1, it will be equals to 8,000 divided by 16, which is equals to 500. And then for finding the 4, yeah, you can do 500 times 4, which is equals to 2,000, and so on. For the 7 also you do 500 times 7. For the 5 you do 500 times 5. That's why the sharing amount from the profit, Alex will get 2,000, Maria will get 3,500, Ahmed will get 2,500. Is there anyone who get confused so far? Is there anyone who get confused? Or maybe I talk too fast or something? Is there anyone who get confused? No confusion? Okay. If you have no confusion, I will move to the next subchapter about inverse proportion. Please let me know whenever you have any difficulties. Do not stay quiet. I'm reading the chat box, but I just don't reply it by texting. Mostly I will just directly replay it with telling you what is the answer for the question. So please feel free to tell me whenever you have any difficulties. Okay, I will move to the inverse proportion. If inverse proportion, the difference, if before we discussed the direct proportion, like for the left side, we multiply the other one, we have to multiply by the same number. Since it is an inverse proportion, later we will have maybe for the left side, I divide by 2. So for the number on the right side, I have to do the opposite. I have to multiply it by 2. Something like that. So maybe to make it easier, I will just discuss the question, the work example on your textbook, page 54. So in here, there are 8 people can pick the apples from the trees in 6 days. And then later, what will happen if there are 12 people? If there are more people, what do you think? The number of the days will be getting lesser or will be getting more? What do you think? Hello, are you still there? If there are 8 people and they want to pick the apples from the tree in a garden, it takes 6 days. And then later, if there are 12 people want to take the same amount of the apples from the same trees, what do you think? They will be taking a less day or taking more days? Are you listening to me? Hello, my grade 90. Sorry?
Last day.
Yeah, because they will be taking less days. You know that the number of the people getting more, the days will be getting less. That's why we call it as inverse proportion. And then there are two methods in here. You can pick which one that is easier for you. The first method, in here from the very first sentence, you can multiply the numbers. So 8 and 6, we can multiply them. We will get as 48. And then to find the answer, you can just do 48 divided by 12, which is equals to 4. And then for the second method in here, I like the second method, but you can use the first method also, okay. So like 8 people is equals to 6 days. And then I can find 4 people. Why I take 4 people? Because 4 is also a factor of 12. So I don't want to find from 1. I just find 4 first. From 8 into 4, I need to divide it by 2. Last people, it means the days it will be having more days. That's why in here I need to multiply it by 2. So if for people, it will be taking 12 days. Later the question is asking what about 12 people. So from 4 into 12, I need to multiply it by 3. More people, it will be having less day. So to getting the last number, I need to divide it by 3. Yes, Janice? Or anyone?
Why we need to divide, teacher? Divide two, teacher.
I told you we can pick any number that is a factor of 12. In fact, it will be better if you find the HCF between 8 and 12. Because this is talking about the people. Usually we find the number 1 right in the previous, if you have the direct proportion. Usually we have for the 1, it will be equals to how many? Like before we have maybe 12 is equals to 180. At the question, how many do we have it? 12 is equals to 180 at the question 13 of exercise 6.3. We have like this, and usually we find 1 is equals to 180 divided by 12. Why do I have to divide it by 12? Because from 12 into 1, I need to divide it by 12, like that. And then in here, this is a different case. So yeah, in here, but we are going to use the similar method. So from 8 into 4, I can divide it by 2. If you don't want to find the number 4 and you want to find the ratio for 1, that is also okay. So if 1, later if you are not comfortable to find the factor, the HCF between 8 and 12, you like to find the unitary one, you like to find the number 1, that is also okay. So from 8 into 1, we need to divide it by 8. So later for the number of the days, less people, it will be having more days. So we need to multiply it by 8. So it means there will be 48 days. And then later for having 12, from 1 into 12, we need to divide it by 12. More people will be taking less day. So it will be 48 divided by 12, which is equals to 40. Okay, is there anyone having questions still, or is it still confusing for anyone? Hello? Is there anyone? Which part that making you confused, Kelly?
Teacher, teacher,
Sorry?
what is inverse sign?
Teacher,
Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
at the yang method 1, teacher.
At
still
method 1,
confused.
okay. At method 1, it's like usually when we are going to find the inverse proportion, how to indicate if it is inverse proportion or direct proportion, you have to try to read the question first, and then later you make a guessing. Like if 8 people, it takes 6 days. If 12 people, it will be taking more days or less day. Because we know that we are going to take the same amount of tree with more people, like when we have some job and we are going to work together with your friends, usually it will be taking less time, so it will be counted as inverse proportion. When inverse proportion, uh, the very first steps in here, we will always multiply all the numbers in the very first sentence, 8 and 6. So we multiply 8 and 6, it will be equals to 48. Why do I have to multiply? Because it's based from the second method actually. If 8 people take 6 days, so it means one person, later from 8 into 1, I need to divide it by 8. So from number 6, it means I need to times it by 8. Because less people, it will be having more day. That's why in here, from 8 into 1, we divide it by 8. We divide by 8. So for the numbers of the day, we need to multiply. This is divide, this is multiply. That's why it will be inverse. We do opposite from the another amount with another one. We do the opposite way. So from the number of the people, if the number of people we do divide, so it means later for the number of the days we need to do multiply. So later from 1 person into 12, we need to multiply by 12. So opposite of multiple, we need to do division. That's why in here we do divide by 12. Is it clear enough or is it still confusing for you? For the biggest one, yes?
Teacher, why less people have more days, teacher?
Okay, okay. Uh, can you, if have you ever go to grocery with maybe buying maybe like some apples on stores? Okay. If for example, you have you buy 10 apples. If you buy 10 apples and then it's only consumed for you, like in one day, I will be consuming, one person will eat one apple in a day. Later, what will happen if also the 10 apples will be eaten by you and also your siblings? Maybe, for example, you have another, maybe you have one brother. So it means it will be, the apples will be eaten by two people. What do you think? The number of apple, the number of the days to finish all the 10 apple will be getting lesser or getting more? Janice, are you still there? What do you think? Finishing 10 apple by one person and also finishing 10 apple with two person, with two people, which one that will be having a faster time to finish the apple? The one person or two people? Two people, right? This is also the same case. So there are same amount of apples in the garden, and if there are 8 people who want to finish to take out the apple, it will be taking 6 days. If there are more people, so it means there are like they will be faster on taking the apples, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why in here, if 12 people, it will be having less time. Because yeah, if there is a same amount of apple with different people, it will be like, yeah, the time to consume or to pick it will be depends on the number of the people. More people, it will be having less time. Or is there anyone who get confused still?
I understand, teacher.
Okay. If no one have no confusion, I will move to the next example. Okay, for the next example in here, a cyclist, uh, this is the average speed is 27 kilometers per hour in 4 hours. What average speed will be needed to cycle to cover the same distance in 3 hours? So for the very first one, the first method, you can find the total distance. The total distance is 27 kilometers per hour in 4 hours. So it means the total distance, it will be 27 times 4, which is equals to 108 kilometer. And then because it takes for 3 hours, yeah, you do 108 divided by 3. So it will be 36 kilometers per hour. Now, for the second method in here, for the second method, we use the same one. So from 4 hours, because 27 kilometers per hour for 4 hours, I will finding the speed for 1 hour. For this is like example, if I want to go from Surabaya to Malang, and then if the normal I go slowly, it will be taking like 4 hours. If I want to reach Malang from Surabaya in a 1 hour, it means I have to drive the car faster or slower. Hello, are you still there?
Faster.
Yeah, because we have to go faster. If we have to, this is from 4 hours into 1 hour. It means the time is getting lesser. So it means I have to go. I will be taking less time. So it means the speed it has to be faster. So from 4 into 1, I need to divide it by 4, and then for the speed, I need to multiply it because I have to go faster with the bigger speed. So in here from 4 into 1, I divide by 4. So for the speed, I need to multiply it by 4. And then later, if I want to go for 3 hours, it means the time will be getting bigger. So I have to go slower. If I have go to slower, it means the speed it will be smaller. So I need to divide it by 3. Is there anyone having any question or get confused so far? Hello. Is there anyone who get confused still? No confusion? Okay, if you have no confusion, let us move to the question 1 of exercise 6.4. We still, oh, it's already time's up, yeah. Maybe we can discuss one question first. Do you have any class after this? Just discuss one question, yeah?
No class, teacher.
Okay, so we can discuss one question only. A teacher shares sweets among 8 students, so they get 6 each. So if you are going to if you are going to use the first method, you will be finding the total amount for the sweets. There are 8 students, each students get 6 sweets. So it means there are 48 sweets in total. Is there anyone who disagree if I say there are 48 sweets in total? Is there anyone who disagree? Yeah, 48 sweets in total. Okay. In total, so later, if we are going to find for 12 students, if 12 students, so each people, if 12 students, so each people will be getting 48 divided by 12, which is equals to 4 sweets. This is if we are using the first method. If we are using the second method, 8 students is equals to 6 sweets. So because 8 and 12, the HCF is 4, so I will just find for 4 students. If there are less students, it means the sweets will be getting more. So it means each student later will be having 12 sweets, sorry. So if there are 3 students there are 12 students, 12 students. From 4 into 12, we need to multiply it by 3. So the number of sweets, we have to divide it by 3, which is equals to 4 sweets. Is there anyone who get confused, or maybe I'll talk too fast for the question 1? Is there anyone who get confused? Hello? Is there anyone who get confused? No one? Okay. If no one have no confusion, I think that's all for today's class. Good morning and thank you, students.